Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Are you ready for the NBA playoffs? Boy, we are, and we have a lot of things to share. But before we jump into that, please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And also, please sign up for our sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. If you don't have an account, you can find it in the description. But Hard Rock Bet, you know, if you got a strong inclination on a player or a team, especially in the playoffs, now's your chance. Yep, that's right. That's right. Get a little money going. It's happy Fanatic Friday, Nick.
Happy Fanatic Friday, Will. Hello, winners.
Hello. So I know, I mean, obviously you played professional basketball in Europe. You're a huge basketball fan. Anyone who's listened to any of our Fanatic Fridays have picked that up, although you love all sorts of sports. But basketball is probably your truest love, I would say, right?
Yeah, it became. Yeah, I like football, to watch football better. I would say now, but basketball is still my number one sport.
Your number one love. And you had one of your number one players in a monumental, earth-shattering trade, and one team got better, and another team got worse.
That's
little Luka. We gotta drape. You show little Luka. We got to paint like a Lakers jersey on little Luka.
If any of our listeners know how to paint this thing into a Lakers,
put a little purple on there.
That we will advertise your heart.
A little purple, and then I got my little Giannis, and I'm wearing my NBA Cup jersey in honor of. That's probably the only trophy the Bucks are getting this year, but
no, not probably.
But as we head into the NBA playoffs, why don't we just start with a big overview, like what you're looking for, and then we can dive into some of the matchups and players.
Well, stuff. I think it's gonna be. I say that a lot the last few years, but I think this year it's gonna be amazing. Like I really foresee a lot of great series. You know, I foresee no easy series in the West. I really believe that 1 through 8, like you really can have some upsets. It's a lot harder to win a series as an upset, but definitely some interesting series there. In the East, I really don't say that because no, I will not say it. I think that all 4 games on the East are also very interesting. I do believe that we will have some upset based on rankings. You know, upset is like if the 6 beat the 3 is an upset. Yeah. I do believe of some upsets there on the East, but So anything can happen. Literally on the East, clearly Boston, Cleveland are the 2 heavy favorite. On the West, some people say OKC heavy favorite, and then the rest behind. But I still believe that I wouldn't say that like would have said that 3 weeks ago. But I do believe that there are literally 4 or 5 teams who have a shot to win the West, and that's pretty fantastic. Yeah. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna know that in 2.5 months, the longest playoff like timeline in all sport.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the West is definitely open. I think the East, it's a little more close knit, but I do have some upset picks.
There you go. Let's get started. Start with your upset.
You want to start? All right. So my well, I shouldn't say. Are we just doing the first round? Are we doing the whole projection? We're going to do the whole bracket?
Let's do the first round prediction. We can start with the East because I know that's what you are the most interested in.
Well, that's all right. I think I do think the Bucks will beat the Pacers.
Okay.
And it is definitely wishful thinking because if they lose to the Pacers, I think we have a legitimate shot of losing Giannis where he has to get traded. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we at least get out of the first round, I think we're okay. But if we don't, I could see Giannis. So it's not a heavily confident pick.
In what? In 7?
The 6? Bucks? No, I think they can do it in 6.
Bucks in 6. You heard it first.
Yeah.
So that's the first upset picks for Will. What else in the East?
I think, even though this won't be an upset pick, I think the Knicks-Pistons go 7. I am, in fact, I'm going to kind of scoot around here. Every playoffs, there's like a player that the casual fan doesn't really know about who has a monster series and puts themselves on the map. My person for the East this year is Cunningham
So
for the Pistons.
if you say that, you need to have Pistons winning. You cannot say that that a player will be the revelation and lose in the first round.
Even if they like crush it, they're going bananas.
They cannot lose the first round. That's not a revelation then.
Well, all right. Then I guess I'll go with the Pistons over the Knicks in 7. I think the Pistons, they showed me something this year.
100%.
Like, they struggled. They went to the youth movement. I did not expect them to be this good, and I thought Cunningham was going to be a bust, and he crushed it this year because he got off to a slow.
I agree
for a number 1 pick. Yeah. So I think the casual fan will know Cade Cunningham's name, especially playing against the Knicks, going off on New York. That is like a easy way. And then I think the Cavs and Celtics obviously breeze through.
All right. So that's not. I mean, yeah, there are 2 upset picks there, but it's not something that everybody would be surprised by. I think those 2. I do believe that Cleveland and Boston also we advanced in the first round. Pretty. I'm kind of hesitant because of Orlando. I think Orlando can create something on their first round. Winning, probably not, but I do believe they will make it difficult in first round. So that's the only thing I would say.
I think they could win 2 games. I don't think they push a 7. You think they go a 7th game?
I would think so.
Really?
I would think so. And
there you go.
Yeah, and if they go 6, I would go watch the 6th game in Orlando. So Anyway, so that's not a real upset because I don't see them winning, but I see them doing something pretty spectacular in the first round. When it comes to the 3 against 6, the last few days, I was literally set on saying Detroit as well. Because I like Detroit better than New York. I love the dynamism of the team. I love the youth. I love the way they play hard, like old school basketball kind of hardcore. I love the fact that it's coming from a brand new coach, Bickerstaff, like coming from Cleveland and then making a change. That's why you don't always go with what looks good on paper, like Mac Williams. So he got like the biggest contract ever and then got fired after 1 year. And then now he's pretty much the same team with just a couple of change. Look what he's doing, and he lost the I run a blank. The Ivy is that on in mid-season for ACL, which is what was a starting 5 young future star in the league, someone who was at 19 points per game and 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And you lose him mid-season. Usually when you have a youth team who lose like a big piece mid-season, they drop. They didn't. Adding him to the rotation, it's scary. It's scary good. I think they need someone like an experienced person. I know they do have Harris, and Harris has experience. He's been in numerous situations in playoff with Atlanta Hawks in the past, and even Harris, Orlando.
Yeah, and Philly.
But Philly, yeah. So he has the experience, but I think they need someone else as well, like to come join that team for next year. The reason why I changed my mind is literally because of the same reason, because of the youth.
Yeah.
They will have to play at Madison Square Garden in the first round. That's a hard place to play. In the playoff, the crowd will go bananas. And then they have Brunson. I don't know. Brunson against Cunningham. I mean, Cunningham has the size on him, and he has the legs. He can play defense against him. Now, he's gonna losing a lot of energy playing defense against Brunson. So offensively, I think he will have his first experience in the playoffs, so he may lose a little bit of his edge because of the defense he has to play on the other side. That will be probably the series with the most technical fault of all the first round because of Detroit and because of New York. I mean, you will have Hart, who will have some issues there. Yeah. You will have all the team of Detroit, starting with Stewart. Stewart will get some technical or ejection. Same with the coach. So I think it's gonna be hardcore, hard series. But I think that New York will out experience Detroit. I don't wish it. I really go for Detroit. I wish Detroit can win, but I think it's not going to happen. Well, on the 4-against-5, I go all the way with Indiana, and it has nothing. It has. I mean, I like Giannis. It has nothing to do with that. Even Doc Rivers, that I cannot stand. It has nothing to do with that. I literally think on paper, their team wise, I think Indiana is just better. I think Indiana has a better team. They have a better point guard, even when Lillard is healthy. I take Halliburton this year. Giannis is the only matchup that will be. Then nobody can stop Giannis. But the problem is not Giannis. Giannis will have his triple double, 30 plus point triple double. But who else is going to step up on the Bucks? And that's where I don't believe the Bucks have what it takes. Indiana, they rotate constantly. They play hardcore defense. They're fast. And hardcore defense doesn't mean good defense, but they are very close on the ball on each axis. They are like bulldogs who are lacking a lot of, I think, rotation piece, defensively. Rotation-wise, they are not very good, so they don't rotate. They don't do help side the right way. So all those things, that's why I don't think they are a great defensive team, but they are going to cause issue with people on the ball. And that's going to be an issue with Giannis, for example, because Giannis tend to go by himself a lot when he feels like he needs to weigh the team on the shoulder. And I think that's where Indiana will take advantage because they have hardcore defensive player on the steal side. Steal doesn't mean great defender. Otherwise, Luka will be a top defender. So I think on that aspect, I don't think Milwaukee can run with Indiana. And I don't think that they have the other person. I know like Portis played a lot better since he came back.
Kuzma's been a good addition. He's better than Middleton for now at this point in their careers. I mean, he's been an upgrade.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think. I literally think it's gonna be a 6-game, and or even 5. I really have high. I'm high on Indiana on this year. So that's for the East.
Yeah. No, I mean, all makes sense. So Knicks going chalk, and I'm picking a couple of upsets in the first round. So we'll see. And then you want to shoot over to the Western Conference? You can kick off that one because I know you've been talking about this for months.
Oh, yeah. No. First of all, I was rooting for the first time in my entire life for Golden State on Sunday. Will what with
and then
me.
they lose.
I wanted Golden State to win because I think that would have been the easiest path for Lakers, even though everybody seems to be on the bandwagon with Golden State. I don't see it. I literally don't see it. No. Yeah, they win 80% of the game with Butler. Do you see who they played?
Yeah,
like they played Utah twice. They played literally all the bottom team. They played Portland twice. They played the worst team in the East. I mean, they didn't play a lot of great teams. San Antonio twice. Like, we need to pay attention when we look at the last 20 games. Oh, they win 16 of the last 20. Yeah, they beat all the teams who are not in the playoffs.
Right.
Majority. So, and when they play good team, they just lost those. So I'm not sold. I think that I'm not worried about anyone playing the Golden State Warriors. So what they're gonna,
they'll win a game or two, maybe.
Yeah, when people say they are favorite against Houston, I just completely disagree. I think Houston will beat them in 6 max, 5-6. That's the way I see it. I don't care that they are young. They are super well coached, better coached than Golden State. Everything is on the shoulder of Curry. And Butler will have his 20.5 rebound, 5 assists. Yeah. Wow. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. So I wished for Lakers to play Golden State in the first round. Unfortunately, it's Minnesota. I think it's going to be a lot harder for Lakers. They're going to pass, I think, but it's going to be a harder matchup than Golden State.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're going to get from Ant. Like, if he goes bananas.
We defend very well I say we because I'm a Luka Doncic crazy fan.
Hello, Luka.
Yeah,
Luka.
and then LeBron, as a player, I will like him as a player.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Lakers in 6 as well. There,
you got to do your Shannon Sharp impersonation.
Lakers in 5.
No, you got to pick up some stuff. What did you said it the other day? It was good.
OKC, KFC,
yeah,
UFC, Lakers in 5.
Yeah, that's.
So yeah, I do believe it's gonna be more Lakers in 6 there, because they're gonna struggle inside. I think that they're gonna play Gobert a lot because I think Gobert will be lost in this matchup. So I think they will play a lot with Nazir. Reed. Um, he's gonna play. He's gonna play majority of the time with Randall, and I think Randall needs to be the one who has a crazy good series to be able to match with the Lakers. They cannot gun against the Lakers. The Lakers. I mean, AR is ridiculous. Reeves is ridiculous. They have Vanderbilt, who is finally 100% healthy, so he can guard anyone from 1 to 4. So I think he's gonna go on Ant. Like, I think it's gonna be very interesting. You will have AR on hand, you will have Vanderbilt on hand. They will rotate on him, and then it's gonna be Randall. Randall is the key for Minnesota. If I was a Timberwolves fan, Randall is the guy you need to bet on.
It's who they traded for.
I know. So that's gonna be. Still have Lakers on. The first the 1 to 8 I think will be more interesting than people think. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I think that OKC is not gonna sweep. It's not gonna be a sweep. And then the number 2, like I said, Houston. I think it's gonna be 5-6 games. And Clippers, Denver.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because Denver fired their coach and GM 3 games left in the regular season.
They won the last 3 games.
They did.
And they needed to win.
Here they go. And they do have home court in the series, being the 4th.
So Clippers are clearly the team who comes in with, the most juice because they won 17 of the last 20 games. They are, Kawhi Leonard's played the way he was playing with San Antonio and Toronto. He's back on track. How long? We don't know. But for now, he's healthy. That team is running. Harden is a top 15 player. He should be a one NBA team. One of the 3 NBA team selections. So it's going to be very interesting. And then Powell, Zubac inside. I think that they have everything to advance. I will still pick Denver based on experience. And I'm saying experience even though, Clippers have tons of experience. But I said experience as a team. As a team, they have the experience playing together. The top 4. Like you have Jokic, Murray, Gordon, and Porter Jr. They play together for a while. And I think that may be the difference on this game. And I think Jokic is coaching this team right now. I mean, the guy is like a machine. He's my MVP by far.
Yeah.
And so it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be SGA. So I'm trying to say that. But yeah, if I had a vote, that would be definitely Jokic because
averages a triple-double. Only the 3rd player ever to do that.
Yeah,
besides Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook.
And the first center.
Yeah. The other 2 were guards.
And he's also top 3 steal. I mean, nobody ever.
I didn't know that.
Top 3 steal, top 3 point, top 3 assist, top 3 rebound. So he's just a machine. As a high percentage, it's insane what he did this year. And he literally left the team by himself. Without him, he's not a playoff team. Yeah. Without SGA, OKC are still a top 6 team in the West.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see what's going to happen. But I just put Denver. So I don't have any upset in the first round, which I know I'm going to be wrong because there's always an upset somewhere. But I don't see an upset in the first round between with the East and the West. So I have all the 1 to 4 advancing.
I will agree with you, although I think the Nuggets need the 7th game. And they'll win it in Denver. And I think the Lakers will need the 7th game. I don't see them closing game 6 in Minnesota. I think they have to go back to LA. And I do think the Thunder. Thunder and Rockets move on. Let's stay with the Western Conference because then you're looking at a Thunder Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets. I mean, that's a heck of a matchup. So
amazing.
We'll obviously revisit it, but since we're prognosticating. So if you have Thunder Nuggets, who are you picking?
I'm picking the Thunder because of their defense inside. They will be able to play very well against Jokic. He's gonna get his point, but I think they're way too deep for the Detroit Pistons, who are too slow. And I think whoever dictate the pace win the series. And I think that OKC will be doing that. I hope I'm wrong because I really hope that Jokic go as far as possible. But I'm afraid that OKC will be too young, too fast, and they have the size. So is Hartenstein will be able to do his job against Jokic. Again, Jokic is not going to stop him, but he's going to slow him down.
Mm-hmm.
And they can rotate the hell against the Denver Nuggets, and Denver cannot rotate. They have like 7 players,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
it.
that's it. So
Yeah, because they never developed their young guys.
well, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I
Yeah.
have that. And Houston Lakers. I have the Lakers because of the experience, and I think the experience. I know sometimes I say experience here doesn't go this one. There's difference between experience and experience. We're talking Luka, LeBron in experience in the playoff. You literally cannot go more than that and better than that. I mean, Luka is the second highest a point per game player in the history of the game behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah.
So that says a lot.
The middle name dropping.
I know.
Yeah.
LeBron is number 5 in
Yeah.
the whole time list of point per game in playoffs, and he played like 700 games in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
that's wild.
I mean, and then they have the, I mean, they already proved it that they can play on the high level against Houston. I do believe on that aspect, Lakers semifinal. If it happens against Houston, they're gonna beat them. It may be a 7 game, but I think they're gonna beat them as well. So that's what I see.
Yeah, I think the Thunder win. The Rockets and Lakers is intriguing because the player that I'm looking for on the West Coast to make a name, and I was disappointed when I saw him at the NBA Cup.
Oh, Sagan.
Yeah, he has the footwork and the moves where he could take over. But he did not show up in the NBA Cup against the Thunder. So that made me wonder a little bit about him. Is he still a little soft yet? Does he have the killer? But I think he could be one of those guys, the name you know, because if he goes off, like Luka and LeBron are going to get theirs. Austin Reeves is going to get his. But the Houston has an explosiveness factor, like Green and some of these other guys. It wouldn't shock me to see that Houston beat the Lakers, but I like Luka too, so I'm going to go with the Lakers. I'm going to go with my heart versus my head. I think the Rockets could actually take them down, but I'll go with I'm sticking with Luka.
Yeah, you're right about Shagun. I think he's a fantastic player. He's a
Yeah.
little Jokic. He can do anything that Jokic does, but he's
Pass.
smaller,
Yeah.
and he still need more experience. Jokic at 26, nobody really knew about him,
Yeah.
So it's all about giving him some
But
time.
his footwork,
He's a real European center,
Yeah.
so he gets fundamentals are just through the chart, which you
Yes.
don't develop that in US.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're just trying to dunk. So, okay. And then if we go to the Eastern Conference, now you have Cavaliers, Pacers. I would have Cavaliers, Bucks. Either way, you're going Cavs.
Boston, Cleveland, there is nothing.
Yeah,
I think
and
that the semifinal will be boring there.
If the Knicks beat the Pistons, at the beginning of the year, I picked the Knicks to upset Boston, or at the midpoint.
Oh.
I think. I would love to see it because I'm just tired of Boston.
I think Boston in 4 against New York.
Either one?
Pistons will get a game. I think.
Yeah.
New York will not get a game.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because Porzingis will not let that happen.
All right. So you have we both have Thunder against the Lakers, Cavaliers, Celtics. Let's start with the East.
Okay.
Cavaliers, Celtics.
I think Boston is too. If Boston can stay healthy, meaning Porzingis plays and Braun, because Braun is hurt, he had to do like pain injections. I think it's gonna play a factor in the playoff. Is if he cannot go full force. If they're full force, Boston I think beat Cleveland in 7. If not, I can see Cleveland beating Boston. So it's all about health for me. I know if I have to predict, I predict Boston because if they are healthy, I don't think that anyone can stop them. In honesty.
Okay, I'll go Cleveland just because I
would love that. But.
I think Cleveland is, they have been the one team. You can probably make the case for the Thunder too, obviously, but they've been strong all year.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've never really slipped, and they're big, they're athletic, they're long. The Celtics, there's something to, if you have a killer instinct like Jordan, right? Or even you look at the Pistons or the Magic area Lakers, like they had that tenacious competitiveness where they could, even if they won it, they wanted to win it again. I don't know with Boston. Like, I don't follow them as closely, to be honest. So does Tatum have that? Does Brown have that? Because they won it now. They got their rafter. They got Boston the other title. Do they have the same appetite? And we'll find out. Because you're right. If they're healthy, they just have so much firepower. Porzingis, all of them. You would say, okay, they should.
Their
They
bench.
should be. Yeah, they should be Cleveland. But I'm going to go with, instead of going the extra gear, they will full throttle, but not as hard. And I say Cleveland then.
I would
takes
love
them
that.
out.
I would love that. What about the West for you?
I'm going Thunder. So I wore this shirt because, there was Houston, there was OKC, there were the Bucks and Atlanta. And I'm like, all right, which one of these teams are going to make it to the final, or maybe more than one? Well, I'm not going to take the Bucks. I'm not going to take Houston. Certainly not taking Atlanta, but I will take OKC. I think OKC last year losing in the conference finals was a good learning. So if you believe in the step approach, where a team young make the playoffs, lose, young make the playoffs, get to the conference finals, lose, next year break through, they should break through this year. I mean, I could see the Lakers beating them. I could see Houston potentially giving them a tough matchup, although I think the Lakers match up better with the Thunder. But I'm going to go with the Thunder.
All right. Well, it's fair. It's very fair, and I would love to see Cleveland though. But I picked Boston. On the West, I will pick my Lakers. The reason being, I think that Oklahoma City clearly got better with Archstein and Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they lost to my Luka Dallas. I was actually in the game 6 in Dallas on the semifinal last year when Curry and Luka went bananas to win that game.
Yeah.
And I think they made a step this year from semifinal to final, but it's so hard for a young team to be able to go from, second round to the finals. So I would think that they improve by going to the conference final. And I think like next year, OKC will be very hard to beat. But I will pick the last hurrah of LeBron and the first hurrah of Luka with the Lakers. What a story it would be. Traded mid-season unexpectedly. He arrived in a team who were ranked 7th when he arrived. He bring that team up to 3rd to go to the finals. What a middle finger to Dallas it would be. And let alone winning. But if he wins, I think Nico Harrison needs to change nationality.
Well, I'm just curious, do they have horses in Seattle? Because I think the fans would disown Dallas if that happened, and they would be the next Supersonics or Las Vegas.
I go with LA in a battle of ages against OKC, because OKC are a formidable team but very young. I think that's what's happening.
I would love to see that, like how you love to see Cleveland. I would love to see the Lake. I would love to see Luka. I do that. I'm going to go with the NBA's worst nightmare, Thunder Cleveland in the finals, and the ratings will be horrible because the casual fan don't really know. If the Lakers make it to the final, the ratings will be great because Lakers
Boston.
If it's Lakers Boston
and Lakers Cleveland, just for the story of LeBron coming back to Cleveland. I mean,
if the Lakers make it,
there is no wrong final. That will be a story. Like again. Anybody looking for story, Lakers against any of those two will be a huge story.
Yeah.
Are the Lakers going to tie again in the banners number against Boston? Is Boston going to run away with 2 more banners? Or is LeBron going to beat his team, the Cleveland Cavaliers? Regardless, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot needs to happen to get that situated. But if it does... Hold on. It's gonna be
I think the
hot.
NBA would love Lakers Celtics. I think that would create a ratings bonanza. LeBron, Luka, Celtics trying to repeat their star power. That would be the NBA's wet dream.
And the
NBA's nightmare is Thunder Cleveland.
And the most threes ever attempted and scored if it's Lakers Boston.
Oh yeah,
that would be in the finals. That would be like literally 60% of shoots will be threes, both teams.
Yeah.
That'll be insane. It's gonna be a shooting session.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
And we shall. And we have 2.5 months to find out. We do it. But it's going to be exciting. There's going to be, you're right. We went chalk for the most part. There'll be some upsets, but who knows? We'll see. But I think the other thing that I always look for is who's that rising star that makes a name for themselves in the playoffs. And that's one of the things I'm actually really looking for as well, because the NBA is at this kind of inflection point. You got like LeBron at some point is going to hang it up. Some of the older guard, they're aging now. They're going to go. Who's that next young crop of stars? SGA is probably leading them, right? But who else is going to step up? Does Cunningham step up? Schengen step up? Like all these things like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great to see.
It's going to be great.
Hope you enjoy it as well, winners. Any last thoughts you want to share?
No, just comment below if you have any if you agree, disagree, what's your finals expectations, what are upsets, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll wrap up another Fanatic Friday. Hope you enjoy the NBA playoffs. I'm sure we'll continue to talk about them in the weeks to come. There's going to be a lot of awesome storylines. But please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow 2 for the Win on your favorite platform. And check out Hard Rock Bets in the description below if you want to set up an account, Hard Rock Bet. That'll do it for this week, Fanatic Friday, winners. We'll see you next Friday. Take care.
Bye, winners.